Welcome to Wild Breakaway with Wes Walz. I'm Audra Martin. The Jets and the Wild came into tonight's game with a clean slate, but they picked up right where they left off a year ago. Another close game, another game with a lot of offense, but tonight it's the Jets who come out on top with a 4-3 win in Winnipeg. Tough game for the Minnesota Wild. It didn't get off to a good start. Some costly mistakes early on in this one, and when you've got a lot of injuries, you can't afford to do that. Yeah,
and it looked to me like the Minnesota Wild had not played a game in quite some time, the way they came out, especially the first 10 minutes of the game. Generally speaking, as a former player, when you have such 4 or 5 days off, usually that first period is really, really difficult to get through. You got to play smart. You can't make mental mistakes, and the Wild did make a couple mental mistakes to allow the Jets to get a 2-0 lead. As the period rolled on in the second period, I thought the Wild took the play to the Jets. And then in the third period, when the game was tied, the team that made the play to get the game-winning goal was the Winnipeg Jets. They were able to get a 4-3 win, and obviously played a pretty solid game, but it was a game that could have went either way, really.
It was former Gopher Blake Wheeler with the game winner tonight. Shots go in favor of the Winnipeg Jets. They had a solid night on the power play thanks to one guy, Patrick Laine, with 2 power play goals tonight for the Jets. 1 for 1 on the power play for the Minnesota Wild tonight. A game that got started a little rocky, but things got better as the game went on. And here's what the head coach had to say about the efforts as this one rolled along.
Well, I think the first 10 minutes, that could have been it. I thought the last 10 minutes of the first, we started to get our legs, and we took the play to them a little bit. And then I thought we took the play to them until we got the lead. And it seems like we're afraid to win, because all 5 games right now, we've been tied or ahead with less than 10 minutes to go in the third period. And you look at our record, and it's not good enough. When you're that close in every game, no matter who's in the lineup, and you come away with nothing, it's we got to do some soul searching.
So now the Wild continue their first set of 15 sets of back-to-back games as they turn around and take on the Calgary Flames tomorrow. They do return back to Minnesota Tuesday night to take on the Vancouver Canucks, and then it's Thursday against the New York Islanders. But of course, first things first, the Calgary Flames, with the Minnesota Wild dealing with all those injuries, they might have another injury issue to deal with tomorrow. We'll see how Bruce Boudreau goes with his lines tomorrow. But again, you don't want to see any costly mistakes early on tomorrow, and hopefully the Wild's legs are underneath them from the start.
Yeah, and their legs will feel better tomorrow than they did tonight. The Calgary Flames shut out at home last home game, first time in 2.5 years, so they're going to be hungry. Mike Smith, a free agent, they went out and got. Goaltender from Phoenix has played really, really well so far to start the season. He's a goaltender that is amazing at playing the puck. So the Minnesota Wild, if they want to get a sustained forecheck going against Mike Smith and the Calgary Flames, they're going to have to keep the puck away from him. Would not be surprised to see Alex Stalock get a start here tomorrow night against the Calgary Flames.
We'll see if the Wild can come up with a good response after a tough loss tonight against the Winnipeg Jets. 4-3 your final score. For Wes Walz, I'm Audra Martin. Thanks for joining us tonight on Wild Breakaway.